All right, hi there, everybody. Sam Quentin with Sinopa Publishing, right here in Frankfort, Kentucky. We're gonna do another quick video. I'm gonna get rid of this because that glare is just really bothering me. All right, so nothing too deep tonight. I have been working on getting some things together for a small convention in Elizabethtown, Kentucky that I'm gonna be doing on Saturday. So if you're gonna be at the EtownCon, definitely come down. Both myself and my youngest will be there. She's actually going to be cosplaying for the first time at a convention, which was her idea, and she's looking forward to doing it. So my little 10-year-old is stepping into a big new world. Gotta love that. But what I've been doing is I have a few people I work with who had put in pre-orders, I guess is a good way to put it. They wanted some prints that we had coming. And so I've shown these a little bit on different social medias. You've seen a little bit on Facebook, a little bit on Twitter, a little bit on Instagram. And so now we're going to take and show just an actual real presentation of it, a little, what you see if you pick it up at the con kind of thing. So these are in an 11 by 17 inch format. They're on the real good heavy cardstock that we use. And so this is our first one. And that glare is just going to be there. Sorry, guys. But beautifully done. Art by Damian Torres with colors by Nick Capone. These guys did an absolutely fantastic job. And then we'll reveal just a little bit. This is the Tibby and her time-traveling psychedelic mushrooms issue 2 Not Safe for Work cover art. This is Tibby in just the t-shirt she was wearing that's soaked through from the rain as she dances in the mud at Woodstock. So this is these are pretty cool pieces. The NSFW cover art is done very tastefully. It's a really beautiful work of art, to be perfectly honest. It's completely done by Damian Torres, line art and colors, and is honestly one of the most beautiful covers I have seen ever. It rates right up there with some of the covers we saw from Avalon Studios back in the late 90s, early 2000s, whenever they were producing Aria. Ranks right up there with really anything. I would compare that in the same league as a lot of Lady Death covers, a lot of top tier Lady Death covers, a lot of top tier stuff from Linzer, and just the legends of comics. I mean, Damian Torres really reached in, dug deep, and produced some truly beautiful work for this cover. So really, really hope people dig it, because I know I do. I'm actually fortunate enough to now own the original line art, and I had intended to sell it. I still might, but to be perfectly honest, I am thinking that it might go in a nice safe space on my wall for me to just enjoy, next to a copy of the finished colored work, the print, and just kind of, I don't know, enjoy the art for what it represents to me, which is kind of the point that we've reached after 7 years of all this work and all the fantastic support we've received from all you guys. Now, I know we've had some trouble with audio. I think I've fixed the issue with this mic. I will go ahead and check it before I post this. So if you're seeing it, at least it sounded audible to me when I put the headphones on and did the thing. And if it's not sounding very clear to you, please comment below, and I will continue to try and figure out just what the hell's going on with our audio. But beyond that, we're going to be packing up some stuff for the convention and getting ready to go. So this little one-day event, 7 hours of action, is in a little tiny town in Kentucky full of really wonderful people. We've done this 2 times before, and both times the con treated us very, very well. So for a small convention in a town that has less than 35,000 people, I think the actual census is 29 or 30,000. A little small town in Kentucky. Pretty town, though. It really is. It's a pretty town. And a nice small little venue for 7 hours. The table cost right now is $150, which is a little high to my thinking. But the problem is that it's high everywhere right now. Insurance costs are up. Renting space costs on that have gone through the roof. I mean, hell, just look at if you rent where you live, then man, rents are going up everywhere. So, I mean, the cost on stuff like that is increasing constantly. Now, the thing that comes to mind is then like, well, hey, we need to make sure that we're selling enough to cover our cost. Okay, cool. We need to cover fuel. And we're going to spend about $20 in fuel to get there and back. So that brings us to about 170. And then, the cost of goods sold. Now, the fun part is that the products that we're bringing have all recovered the costs for their artwork and production costs. And actually, everything so far has covered the costs for production except for the last batch of art prints. Because the art print campaign we ran when we did those small press runs, we've actually already recovered costs on those post-campaign. So, that's a good position to be in. And for those of you who don't know what I'm meaning, it's basically meaning that we've sold enough at the point that we've made the money back on the printing costs, except for the print costs on these production runs for the 2 images I just showed you. So that's not a whole lot. We can probably work on that. But let's go ahead and operate from, say, a position of, we'll round up and we'll say our total expenses are $200. Wow, this is going to turn into like a really weird money insight, right? So how am I proceeding with this? So we are taking, we're not taking like a big truck or anything. There's no need. We've got just one table, so space is a premium. We want to make sure that we are priced accordingly so that people can not only afford but feel comfortable picking up our stuff. You never want to sell something to someone and have them having price regrets. That's just not a good position to be in as a creator, as a businessman. You really don't want that. So we got to think about how we're going to display and what we're going to do and how we want to proceed with it. Do we want to proceed with just like high ticket items like original art? Like some of these cover art pieces that are $5 or $7 or $1,000, $500 or $700 or $1,000 or whatever, or do we want to, focus more on the readily affordable, easily enjoyed kind of stuff that I think you should see at conventions. So, with that, I think we're going to lean pretty heavily into the latter. We're going to bring comics. We're going to bring art prints. And we're going to work up some kind of convention special. Now, we've gone pretty hard to the wall on convention specials before. When we did Tibby and her time-traveling psychedelic mushrooms debut at New York Comic Con, we had some really fantastic specials, like 47 Furious Tales issues 1 through 3 for $10. That blew people's minds in New York. And we moved a lot of 47 Furious Tales. We'll probably do that deal again, I think, in E-Town. I think that's a pretty good point to be in. Issue 4 is still not done. We're still kind of in a holding pattern on it, so getting issues 1 through 3 is probably a pretty good idea. And then we've got Necroholic. We really can't do Necroholic 1 through 3 for $10. Probably more like 12 would be better. So maybe we should move all of our prices on those 3 for deals. $5 a piece or 3 for 12. That works, right? Or I guess we could do 3 for 10 and just kind of sweat it because everything has recouped costs after all. You tend to remember how much everything costs to produce, but then after your taxes are done and all your expenses are zeroed out and applied, there's that too to consider. So, yeah. We'll give some more thought about it. Bring some art prints, and then we got to figure out what we're going to do with the space allotted. So we know we need the stuff that's going to accommodate our table, and we know that we're going to need the volume that we're projecting to sell, and then a little bit extra. So, given the previous 2 times that we've been there, we've sold between $300 and $400 both times. Or between $300 and $450. It was something like that. It's been many months since the last time we were there. But we want to try and sell $500 this time. And the reason I use money as the metric is because it's a lot easier to calculate when you're looking at what your goals are. You can count the money that you're coming in. You can kind of keep a running total pretty easily. So we're going to target 500. That's 100 comics, or about, say, 50 of the big art prints. We've got buttons that we sell for $2, and then we've got, some big posters and stuff and things like that. I think we're going to keep it simple and keep the comics, and I think we're sold out again in D&D Adventures. I might need to get a much bigger press run next time. You would not expect those adventures to sell that quickly. But yeah, people like Death Comes to Glenfollow. Way to go, Tony Ojeda, for fantastic art. I may leave the originals behind and just focus on the art prints and the comics. So, take Reign of Ages, Necroholic, Tibia Time Traveling Psychedelic Mushrooms, 47 Furious Tales, and try and take at least $500 in sales volume of that total, because we know we're not just going to sell all of that and call it a day, right? So it's basically, call it 100, 120 comics that we take with us, right? Okay. And then we take our art prints. Now, I print art prints in volume. So, usually the smallest order I'll do is 100, and that's more of a test print run, right? Unless it's a holochrome. If it's a holochrome, I only print like 10 as a test print, because nothing will ruin your day more than paying $9.99, $10, $20, or whatever the hell it is these days for holochromes, and you get there and everything's screwed up, and you just spent $900 in holochromes that you can't sell. I live in fear of that. So whenever I do holochromes, I only do like a short press run at first, literally like a sample size of like 10 or something like that. So yeah, it's like $9-10 a piece or whatever. Which is how you end up at conventions seeing those holochromes at like, $20 and $25 and $35, which is kind of where you need to be, because when you go back to order and you want to order a little higher scale to hopefully get your economy of scale, you need that extra money. The problem is then you've kind of locked in your price point, and so you're still selling 20, 25, 35, whatever the rate is. So that's a very niche kind of market. So if you're going to get into it, make sure that you're watching your volume. We'll have to conceal the NSFW stuff, so we might have to have that behind the table, and we can probably do that. I think. Yeah, I think we can probably do that, and I'll make sure Carmine's okay with that. And then what else? We'll take. Yeah, I think we'll keep it simple. It's only 7 hours, so we'll take our display stuff. We'll take some prints displays. So, for example, we'll take one of the holochromes. And this is the Safe for Work cover art of the Tibia Time Traveling Psychedelic Mushrooms issue 2, which is really hard to see with the light glinting off it, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Alright, this video got a lot longer than I expected. I'm going to get back to work. So until next time, everybody, Sam Quinton with Snowpo Publishing. Have a wonderful day.